Hi, everybody. My name is Nanika Edwards. I'm a poet, artist, author, and educator from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. This is my illustration for my poem, The Indian Dancer. It features in my book, Island Poetry Trinbago, a watercolor collection. And can you figure out what you're looking at? Well, I guess I just gave it away. Yes, you can see an Indian dancer, yes. And I'm not sure what the bells on her feet are called. There's a special word for that, but you see the yellow dots on her ankles. They represent those lovely classical Indian dance bells that classical Indian dancers typically wear around their ankles that are also part of the musical component of the dance. And, having grown up in Trinidad and Tobago, which is a melting pot, we're very multicultural, a multi-ethnic country. I grew up learning about about people who, yes, they were Trini, but on a certain level, they were also different from me. So I learned, growing up, I saw quite a lot of classical Indian dancing on TV. I love classical Indian dancing, which is why I decided to feature it in my book. And and by the way, I also feature the Bella in the book. So if you do get the book, you would see the illustration for the Bella and the lovely poem that goes along with it. Anyway, here you can see an Indian dancer, and behind her you can see some flowers, and you can see on the right hand side that's a sun. Kind of, it could be sunset or it could be dawn. I can't remember what I meant it to be. Maybe both, because sunset and dawn, um, sunset and sunrise can look quite similar sometimes. So that's what this image represents. And also, I should add that I used some of my favorite colors like pink, lilac. Um, well, I shouldn't say some, I should say two of my favorite colors, pink and lilac. I really like pink, I really like lilac. I think they go really nicely together. So I used those in this particular piece, and um, I think it's an expression of how much I really do appreciate classical Indian dancing. The other thing I should say is that this artwork and the artwork for the whole book, the illustrations were done on postcard size watercolor paper. So um, this painting was done with pan watercolors. Those are like cakes that you can use a small moist paintbrush to get color off of and then paint onto the watercolor paper. And I actually got that particular watercolor pad in Japan. I lived in Japan between 2006 and 2007. And actually, the paint that I use for this painting and for all of the illustrations in the book is also from Japan. So, yeah, that's just a little bit about this painting. Let me tell you a bit more. When I painted this illustration, I made the lily pads look like dayas or diyas. Trinis are familiar with these clay lamps because they light up our Diwali celebrations every year. Take a close look to see if you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the artwork again. Can you see the lily pads? And can you see that the bottom portion of the lily pads, they're running diagonally across the painting? Can you see that the lily pads kind of look like dayas? Okay, well, that was deliberate. I don't know if you spotted that before I mentioned it. If you did, hats off. And this is a cover for the book. Island Poetry Trinbago, a watercolor collection by yours truly, Nanika Edwards. It's available on Amazon.